Every time I try to leave, my heart pulls me back to you. Though the fire in your words cuts deeper than it should. Every warning tells me run, but I keep falling back again. Guess my heart prefers the pain over living without your name. I know you're not the safe kind. You're a storm I shouldn't chase, but I get lost in your touch and the way you say my name. Even if this love destroys every piece of who I am, I'll let the fire take me whole. If it means I get your hands, if loving you burns, let me burn. I'll take every scar I've earned. If the price of feeling you is the fire I can't return, if loving you burns, let me burn. I'll give up everything I've learned just to have your heart, even for a moment. Some loves weren't meant for healing, but I still choose the feeling. If loving you burns, let me burn. My heart will never learn. I'd rather fall to ashes than watch you walk away. If loving you burns, let me burn. I'll take the flames in every turn, because losing you hurts worse. I still remember the sunlight when your shadow touched my door. You didn't say a single word, yet my world became something more. Your eyes were full of stories I had never seen before. That was the day you stepped into my core. You didn't know the damage or the healing you would bring. You stirred the quiet places where my broken heart had been. You walked right past my heartbeat and left echoes everywhere. That was the day I breathed a different air. The day you walked through my soul, something in me felt whole. You touched the part I'd lost long ago. The day you walked through my soul, my world changed without control. And I knew I'd never be the same anymore. Some moments only happen once and live inside us ever since. The day you walked through my soul, you rewrote still remember the sunlight when your shadow touched my door. You didn't say a single word, yet my world became something more. Your eyes were full of stories I had never seen before. That was the day you stepped into my core. You didn't know the damage or the healing you would bring. You stirred the quiet places where my broken heart had been. You walked right past my heartbeat and left echoes everywhere. That was the day I breathed a different air. The day you walked through my soul, something in me felt whole. You touched the part I'd lost long ago. The day you walked through my soul, my world changed without control. And I knew I'd never be the same anymore. Some moments only happen once and live inside us ever since. The day you walked through my soul, you rewrote everything I know. And even if you're gone, your footsteps still echo. The day you walked through my soul is the day I learned to feel again. A moment I will hold forever close. Forever close. I try to hide the trembling and the breaking in my chest. Try to make you think I'm stronger than the truth beneath the surface. But the words you said cut deeper than you'll ever really know. And suddenly my heart let the quiet sorrow go. I never meant to let you see the fragile part I keep inside. I always try to play it safe, pretend I'd be alright. But your absence turned to aching, and the ache turned into tears. I couldn't stop the falling, even though I whispered please. These are tears I never meant to show, falling 'cause I miss you more than I can bear tears I never meant to show, but losing you has left a hole I can't hide anymore. If only you had stayed, I'd still be whole today. But now the truth escapes through every tear I've shed. These are tears I never meant to show, but my heart couldn't take the blow. I loved you far too much to ever let you go. These are tears I never meant to show, but maybe now you finally know how deeply I loved you so. Called your name in the darkness, but the echo was all I found. You were somewhere far from me while my world was crashing down. I waited for your footsteps to come running through the pain, but all I got was silence, filling every space you left. I kept hoping you would notice how my hands began to shake, how I forced myself to smile so you wouldn't see me break. I stood along the wreckage of the dreams we used to hold, and the night kept asking softly why you never came back home. Where were you when my heart fell apart? When I was crying in the dark, when every piece of me was begging for your arms. Where were you when my heart fell apart? When love was slipping from my grasp, you were nowhere near the place I needed you the most. Now I'm learning how to breathe without the hope of you and me, but the question lingers still, why weren't you here? Where were you when my heart fell apart? When the world tore me in half, now the truth is all that's left. You weren't coming back. Where were you when my heart fell apart? I finally learned the hardest part. Sometimes the one you love the most is the first to let you fall. I've been holding on too tightly to the pieces of my fading hope, trying hard to keep from drowning in the silence that you left. I stand here in the doorway, half a heart and trembling hands, praying you will see me before I fall apart again. Every night I whisper softly words that never reach your ears. I'm afraid you'll never notice all the pain behind my smile. I'm breaking just a little more than I did yesterday. If I'm losing you completely, completely. There'll be nothing left to save. Love me before I break. Hold me before it's too late. I'm slipping through the cracks of everything we couldn't say. Love me before I break. I need you more than I can take. Before the last of me completely fades away. If ever there was a moment you wanted to pull me close, please let it be right now, before my heart lets go. Love me before I break. Don't let this be our last mistake. I'm reaching out for you in every heartbeat that remains. Love me before I break, before the light begins to fade. Save me with your love before I fall away. Before